Okay, so when you classify numbers in math, we have these numbers. Natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational, and irrational. So natural numbers are numbers that exist in nature, so you can start counting at 1. Okay, whole numbers are all the natural numbers, but now we're also going to include 0. And I don't know why, this is how I always remember it. 0 and whole numbers. I don't know, that's kind of what I do to remember it. Integers are all the whole numbers with the addition of negative values. Rational numbers are all of the above plus, now we can have fractions and terminating decimals and repeating decimals. Okay, so what does a terminating decimal mean? It would just be a decimal that would stop. Okay, so for instance, so if I like 1/5, that's 0.2. So that's a decimal that stopped. Okay, if you see something like this, can you tell that that's a decimal that's not stopping? Right? So that's not it. Irrational, now we would have what's left. So things that don't stop. So any kind of crazy decimal. So that's the one I showed you. This would be irrational now because it's just a decimal that's not stopping. Okay? This decimal doesn't stop, but it's a repeating one, so that's still in the rational category. Does anybody recognize 0.333333 as a fraction? 1/3, yeah. Did you guys know that 0.11111 is 1/9? 0.222222 is 2/9. 0.33333 is 3/9, which I recognize as 1/3. Okay? This is one that gets used commonly in math, 1/3. What is 2/3 then? Because out of 9, it would be 6, so then it's 0.66666. Okay? I guess now you have an argument of what is 9/9? Is it 1 or is it 0.999999999? Okay, we're going to fill in this bubble. So natural numbers are the middle. And then whole numbers. Whole numbers include the natural numbers fit in that. Integers, rationals, and then irrational would be outside of our bubble. They aren't included in there. Okay, here we go. Ready? 2/5. Where would you place 2/5? So is it natural? No. Is it a whole number? No. Would we call it an integer? No. Can it be a rational? Yes. 2/5, we can include fractions with rationals. Okay, the square root of 25, where would we put that? Can we square root 25? Yep, it's just 5. It's like a 5. So where would you put a 5 in here? Natural. It's natural. So square root of 25.
Did you get it wrong? Put it in full?
Yeah, because it is a natural. That's the first place it would belong to. It obviously is a whole number, but the first place it would belong to is natural. Okay, square root of 30, would that come out nicely on your calculator? No, so it would probably be one of those that the decimal keeps going and going and going and going and going, random. So where would you put something like that? Irrational. -2. Natural, no. Whole, no. Integer. Once we hit integers, now we can include negatives. Okay, here's a decimal, and then da-da-da, and then these dots. It just keeps kind of going on, random pattern. So then that would be on the outside here, right? I'm just going to go 0.176 dot dot dot. This decimal that's not stopping. Okay, 0 is the next. So where would you place 0? The whole numbers. So technically, the only thing that would ever be in the whole number alone would be 0, because that's the only one that's different between natural and whole. 10. Natural. -8. Integers. .65 stopped. That should be irrational. And then this one says 0.63, 0.63, like it just repeats. So if we have a decimal that's doing a repeating, then that is irrational. Okay, so a lot of times irrational, do you know pi? Do you understand what pi is? Okay, some people think of it as 3.14, but that's not it, right? Pi is really 3.14 dot 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 dot, right? It's one that keeps going on and on and on. Okay? Okay, so that would be on your test, how to classify numbers.